So you've started your business and you are just going in circles trying to figure out how to have your first six-figure year and how to keep God the center of your business. Now, as someone who has personally spun in circles doing so many different businesses, trying to do things my way and finally giving it up to God and making God the CEO of my business, I am here to give you the strategy. Let's hit our first six-figure year together with Christ as the center of your business. So let's get into today's video. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Evie Faith. I am a full-time Christian entrepreneur who is focused on helping women glow up God's way, spiritually, physically, and financially flourishing. If that sounds like something you want to do, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you're going to want to come back for more videos. If you are not new here, thank you once again for coming back to my channel, and let's get into the reason you are here. Let's hit our first six-figure year together. Let's get into today's strategy. Because I have done so many different business ventures, and for 90% of the time I built things my way, never consulted God, never in prayer asked God the direction to take my business or anything like that, just solely focused on my own strengths, my own strategies, and never consulted God. And let me tell you, though some businesses have had their successes, they ultimately ended up not being fulfilling. I ended up feeling empty and feeling like it was pointless, or I ended up just not reaching the financial goals that I truly wanted to reach with that particular business. Fast forward to now, I have started this business as an online coach and mentor and have just truly decided that God is going to be the CEO of this business. I no longer want to build any businesses that do not consult God first as the CEO. So with that being said, that is going to be number one for this strategy of hitting our six-figure year. You are going to consult God first and making sure you are in alignment with what you are doing. If you're out here just building different businesses based on things that you are just attracted to or want to do or want to learn and have no real alignment with what God has created you for and with the gifts and talents that He has instilled upon you, then you are going to end up just running in a cycle that drains you. There's a difference between being busy and being in alignment. And for so long, I was busy but not in alignment. And that is one mistake that I do not want you to continue making or to make in the future. So if you are feeling like something is off with your business or it's not true alignment, you need to spend some time with God and truly asking Him, what has He created you to do? What gifts and talents or knowledge do you have that someone else is going to need to learn from you, or someone else is going to need to hear from your testimony, your story? So alignment. We don't want to be just busy in our business. We want to be aligned so that things flow effortlessly. So first and foremost, in making God and keeping God the CEO of our business and building to our six-figure year is by communicating with God. Keeping God first, surrendering daily to God, asking God how your day should go in the morning, making sure that you are fully in communication and alignment with Him so that you are not just being busy on things that are not going to be important in the future, or that are going to end up slowing you down or having you continue in this delayed obedience, because we know delayed obedience is still disobedience. Now, I know you may be hearing this and feeling like, I am not sure if I am in alignment with this. I don't really know. I'm just out here doing my best. I get that too. And I want you to check out, I have in the description, my new ebook called From Stuck to Stepping Into Your Calling. Go ahead and check that out. That is specifically for the woman who is ready to take that next step, ready to step into what God has called you to do, but you just feel stuck or don't quite feel aligned with where you're supposed to be or what you're supposed to be doing. If that is you, go ahead and grab that ebook, because that is going to help you get from this stuck feeling and move into alignment so that we can move forward in building our six-figure business. So number one, we want to make God the center and the foundation of our business, consulting Him, making sure we are being spiritually fed so that we are in alignment with what God has called us to do. Also, really defining who you want to serve and why. Who is it that you can help? What is it that you do that someone else needs to learn from you specifically? A lot of times when we sit here delaying or questioning what God has called us to do, someone could need the answer that you have. And you're so busy questioning God or being scared or being worried to step into that season and step into that calling, that you are missing out on serving somebody and helping somebody with what they need to grow in their business or in their relationship with God or whatever the case may be. So knowing who you are serving and why you are serving them and being in alignment with that kingdom assignment is number one. That is all bottled into one of keeping the foundation and the core values centered around God and around alignment. So building the foundation, making sure God is the center, that is all number one. Now that we have that foundation, now that we have that alignment, now that we have that structure of knowing who we're serving and why we are serving that specific person, then it's time to get into the actual business plan. So the first thing I want to get into is your offer. What do you have to offer? Now that you know your alignment, now that you are going from that stuck to knowing what your calling is, knowing how you're supposed to show up, what do you have to offer to someone? So brainstorm some ideas on what you can offer people, whether it's ebooks, whether it's courses, one-on-one calls, coaching, whatever the case may be. How can you use the knowledge and the gifts that you have to package that into something to be able to provide somebody for an exchange of money? Or in some cases, package something to give to someone for free or in a coaching call or whatever that exchange is. How can you package it to offer to somebody to help serve them better? Now, it could be in different forms, from free offers to where you are providing knowledge and information and giving something for free in order to collect a contact or an email to be able to build that list for the future. It could be a low ticket product, $27, $37, $47, to where you are offering a source of information, an ebook, a mini course, whatever it is. For example, my ebook that I just told you guys about, From Stuck to Stepping Into Your Calling, that is a low ticket offer, $27, and it provides a load of information that will truly help somebody. Now, one thing we don't want to do is just start busting out products that are just thrown together or that are just straight from ChatGPT with no real thought, no real emotion, because people want to hear from you. They want to hear from your experience, from your knowledge. They want to hear from your story. So making sure that you are piecing together something that is truly informative, that can truly help somebody, and not just to throw out something to make money. That is something that I can definitely admit. Prior businesses, there have been times where I have just been like, okay, I need to get a product out there, and it didn't have enough information, or it wasn't like truly tapping into what I know, or truly tapping into how I can help somebody. You know, it's just to throw a product out there, and that is what you don't want to do, because half the time it won't sell, or it's not going to be informative enough to where somebody's going to want to buy more from you or receive coaching from you, or someone's going to feel like you have a knowledge and an understanding of what you are trying to sell, or where it's going to seem like you don't have the knowledge of whatever topic or niche you are in. So making sure, if you are offering something free or low ticket, that it is truly informative and that you are providing someone with answers to their problems, and not just throwing a product out there to try to make money. That will never work in the long run. Even if you do end up selling some low ticket offers or getting a few emails from it, they will not want to come back because there wasn't enough information, or you did not meet the promises of the product. So make sure you are truly showing up if you are providing a product in any type of way. So brainstorm some ideas on what type of products you can offer. That is something that I now try to do every quarter of just how can I provide more information? How can I help? How can I help a woman who was where I was a couple years ago, just spinning my circles, just this constant cycle of trying and never truly hitting my goals, never truly showing up how I feel like I could show up, and just really trying to figure it out in this digital space. So now I sit down and I strategize different ways that I can help, different information I can provide, and different problems I can solve through my experiences so that someone else doesn't have to go through the same mistakes that I have made. So jot down some ideas of what you can provide, how you can serve, and the type of product that you can provide in order to do that. Now, if y'all want some more information on creating like products through Canva, or creating courses or apps or anything like that, drop it in the comments and I can definitely create a video about it, because I do currently have a fitness app. I have created a full video course. I create digital products through Canva, using AI and things like that. I've done it all. I've done in-person or one-on-one coaching or video coaching calls. So if you have questions on that, or platforms to use, or whatever the case may be, drop it in the comments. I would love to answer the questions in another video. So now that we have a better understanding on our products and how we should be showing up in our products, and different product types we can offer, whether it's a free offer to collect emails, your email list is crucial. I feel like that is one thing that I didn't truly value early on, was how important your email list is, because now you have a way of communicating with someone outside of platforms or social media, or depending on an algorithm. You have their individual email to be able to show up to them. You can provide more and more to your audience and to your list because you have their email. So that is one thing that in prior businesses I did not truly focus on building, where in my current business I am big on my email list. So if you are offering a free product or a low ticket product, that is a great way to get emails when people opt into it, so that now you can communicate with them through email blast, and you can launch your products or launch offers to them through your email list. So what a lot of people don't tell you is that the email list is actually where most people are making their money. So if you see people on social media who, they're making a lot of money on digital products, and you're trying to figure out how, because you're not seeing how to get that from Instagram or TikTok or whatever the case may be, a lot of them have built an email list to where they have already built trust with their audience through this email list, through showing up in their inbox single week. So an email list is truly important in order to build that trust with your community and be able to generate sales and etc. in your business in the future. It's definitely a long-term game, to where it may not seem important at the time, but that email is crucial, girl. So create a product to be able to generate emails and build trust with your community. So now that we've communicated with God, we've come into alignment with what our calling is and who we want to talk to, who we want to serve, and now we have strategized what type of offers you can create for your community. Now the big question is, how do we generate sales through social media? How do we build an actual community and not just people who are on our page just looking and not truly interested in what you have to offer? This is a big one. If you don't hear anything else, hear this one from someone who has built a platform. You've seen some of my other videos. I have talked about how I had a Instagram profile with over 150,000 followers, and I was literally making the least amount of money from that page because there was no true community built. I was posting content just for views, just for likes, just for virality, and not truly building a community that could trust me, or that can, feel like they know me or understand what I have to offer. It was simply just a page for entertainment at that point. So from someone that has built a social media following and it not equated to money, I need you to hear me on this one. Community is going to be important. Making sure that people can trust you. Making sure that what you are offering, you are actually delivering. Making sure that you are truly knowledgeable in the information that you're giving. Making sure that the information that you provide can truly help someone. Just truly being relatable to someone who may be where you were a couple years ago, that you can truly speak to and help guide them moving forward. So a community is so important. You can have under 1,000 followers and be making six figures versus having 150,000 followers and be making a couple $100s a month. So understand that a community is important, even if it's slow at first in your posting. Making sure that you are speaking to who you want to be viewing your page. Making sure that you are showing up in a way that the person that you are trying to serve can understand and can relate. Despite if it seems like it's happening slower, or the posts aren't going as viral, or you're not just jumping on any trend, it's so much more important to build your community and make sure your community can trust in your content, trust that you're going to show up, and trust that you are going to provide them with solutions and help them in their journey as well. So don't focus so much on virality, especially if you are just beginning. Focus on providing content that will truly help somebody and that will truly connect with your specific audience. And those are going to be the ones that want to buy something from you in the future. Not people who are just thought your video was funny, or you just hopped on a trend and went viral and now they don't care what you have to say after that. So definitely keep that in mind with content, whether that's on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or whatever platform it is. Making sure that you are showing up authentically and showing up to where they can trust you moving forward. Trust you enough to want to spend money on you in the future. It is a long-term game. You don't want to be just trying to push out a bunch of products or just trying to sell nonstop. You want to actually focus on helping someone, and when they feel like you are helping them and they can trust you, they will want to spend money on you, and they will want to invest in what information and knowledge that you have to offer for them. So keeping that in mind with your content strategy. And just a little tip for this, something that I am doing differently now is I have a Notion template where I just come up with, anytime I think of any type of content or think of something that I may have had questions on a couple years ago that I now know the answer to, or now know a quicker way to get there or help someone with that, I will jot that down, and so I have content ideas when I create content. So if you are having those ideas, or you are coming up with questions or answers, solutions to people's problems in whatever niche it may be, making sure you have those ideas already laid out so that you can create content faster and not have to think up so much when you're trying to create. So I always have my just rolling ideas of different content, and specifically content that is geared towards who I am trying to speak to, who my audience is, and who I'm trying to serve. Another thing that really helped me, another quick tip, is I created pillars of, who it is I am talking to, who that person is, where they are trying to get to, and how I can help them solve the problems that they may be having. And just jotting down different ideas, different structures of who I want to serve, who I am speaking to, so that when I have content ideas, I can refer back to that to see, hey, is this something that the woman that I am trying to serve might be struggling with? And if the answer is yes, that is content that I want to post, so I can continue to attract women who are trying, so I can continue to attract the woman that I am out here to serve. So having your content ideas, having questions or solutions that you are jotting down when you think of them, so that you can create content more easily. that is content for your community that you're trying to build. So we've talked about building your foundation around God first, being in alignment, getting unstuck. We've talked about jotting down different product ideas and how you can show up in these products. We have talked about content and how you need to show up in your content in order to attract your ideal customer and your ideal community. So now that you have all of this down, we have our product ready. How do we sell it? So of course you want to have some type of platform that you can sell your product on, whether that is a website, or if you are kind of just starting out, a lot of the easier platforms to use to sell products are like Stand Store or Beacons or something of that sort, to where you can easily list your digital products and you don't have to do too much legwork on the website. They're pretty easy to build, create, and launch your product immediately to where you can start generating sales. Now, if you're already past the point of having this set up, you may already have a product and you're trying to figure out how to sell more to be able to hit your six-figure year. If you're having trouble selling the product, you probably need to look back at 1 through 3 of these steps. Are you in alignment? What is the type of product you are offering? Be checking in with your pricing or your quality of the product, making sure that you are providing true solutions to what someone may be going through or their problem. Or 3, checking in with your content. Is the content that you are providing, is it truly serving someone? Like we just talked about with all of our content, making sure we are showing up and speaking to the person that we are trying to serve. If you are struggling to sell your product, chances are you are not speaking to your audience, or you are not relating to your audience in a way that they feel they can trust you with spending their money on you. This is something that I too have struggled with in the past, of not communicating clearly on who I'm speaking to, or trying to be too broad to where I am not truly speaking to the woman that I am trying to help, the woman that's going to relate to me and what I have to say and what I have to offer. So trying to really narrow down in my content who I am speaking to, so that that woman that comes across the content that I post will automatically be able to relate to me, because they are somewhere that I have already been and that I can help them with a solution on. So check in with those 3 things if you are having trouble selling your product. Once you lock in those, your products are going to sell, because you are communicating with your community. You are providing solutions. You are showing up consistently. When you have that down packed, your products will sell themselves. So, like I said, if you are having issues with selling your products, check back in with those 3. Also, making sure that you are serving people first. Whether that's through content, through providing free information, through showing up for someone in a call or a live, or whatever the case may be, you are serving first. If you are just trying to throw out products to sell, it's probably not going to work. It all wraps back into serving. Who are you serving? How can you show up for them? How can you help them? It doesn't always have to be an exchange of money. It could be free content, YouTube, podcasts, whatever the case may be. How can you show up and serve the person that you are trying to speak to, and serve your community? So serve first. So when you focus on serving, the other stuff will come. When you focus on alignment, the money will start to flow in. So I always like to refer back to the verse, Matthew 6, verse 33 to 34, where the Bible is telling us to seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and then all the things will be added unto him. So making sure you are keeping the focus on God. You are seeking him and focusing on him, and letting him provide the way from there, letting him guide you from there and direct you from there. So making sure you are showing up to serve, and not just showing up for money, because we have to have that heart of serving and seeking God first. and then all the things will follow. So showing up to serve, showing up for God, showing up in alignment, and I guarantee he will do the rest. If you are showing up with the heart posture only on just making your six figures and moving on, chances are you are not going to have a good long-term future in the digital space. So focus on serving. And that rolls right into my last 2 points here on building this strategy for your six-figure year. And that is building longevity. You don't just want to create a business that you build to six figures and then it has no long-term gain. We want to be able to build a business that's going to be sustainable, that's going to last, and that's going to be consistent. We want to be able to use our business as ministry and showing up how God has created us to do, and being able to truly help people and create a lasting impact on people's lives. And we can do that through books and podcasts and YouTube videos and just creating things that will last a long time and will make an impact for a long time. That's not just a viral moment or a quick sell. How are we going to build this ministry? How are we going to help people progress the kingdom of God? How are we going to show up for him in our businesses in a way that we are not just focused on us, but are helping other people in the process and are building long-term impact and creating that impact on people long-term. And my last little nugget here, now that we have built our foundation, we have built our strategies, we have set up systems to help us create content and help us show up for our community and our audience. If you are checking all of these boxes consistently, you will get to a point where you are earning your six figures. It takes consistency, it takes time, it takes strategy, but once you are hitting all of these, you will get to that point of that six-figure business. Along the way, making sure you are putting God first with your finances. So tithing, I am someone that has grown up knowing of tithing and occasionally tithe here or there, but that is one thing that I am truly setting as a part of my kingdom business, is making sure I am tithing on my income, giving that 10% back to God, because we are merely just vessels being used by God to further the kingdom. So not treating this business, not treating your finances like it's your own, but treating it as if you are a vessel being used by God to advance the kingdom, and not just keeping things to ourselves, not just keeping information to ourselves, just keeping money to ourselves, but truly being able to build and grow and let God use us to advance the kingdom. So that is our strategy, girl, moving forward. And if you have any other questions on this, because I kind of did a high level version of this strategy. So obviously we can really dive deeper into each individual section of this strategy, but just let me know in the comments if you want a specific video. If you want a strategy one-on-one call with me, I will also link that in the description below so that we can talk about your strategy, talk about your business plan. We can look over your socials and see where we can grow. I am just here to help and use the gifts that God has given me to help people on their journey and help them reach their goals faster and not have to go through all the crazy ups and downs and lessons that I have had to go through in my business journeys. So I am just hoping and praying that this information helps another woman who is just trying to build this kingdom business and make God the CEO of their business while having your six-figure year. So I truly hope this helps, and definitely want to do